Hello everyone, it's Chris, aka Lady Taka, and it is time for this week's haul video. This is all thrift finds, and they're all yesterday's finds because our town of Market Harvey area had a thrift hop between 6 stores. These are only finds from the 5 stores, and the 6th store is already on the wall because that's the restore, and we just got a vent from there to replace one of the vent covers. It's now making, it's so bright, it's insane. The change, but actually got it for free because Restore does a really cool thing where you grab a coupon and scratch off, and I got $10 off, and it basically made the item free. So that's nice. So, almost everything I got % off on. These were $1 each minus 35%. They're all marked Roman 1984, and I'm sure there's at least one missing from the set because there are 2 girls and 1 boy, but they're all like figure skating ornaments. And in order to get entered in the raffle drawing, you had to get like a mark on your card from each of the 6 stores to get entered into what each store was giving away. So you had to buy something from each store. So that's what I grabbed initially from the Silver Creek, and then found this at the last second, a little Dynatrap light. Wasn't sure if it would fit our Dynatraps or not, but for 50 cents, I figured that minus 35%, that was worth it just for a chance. My grand total for everything, I think, was just under $24. Because I had a few things that were full price, but these were both % off. Like St. Vinny's has a different tag color every week, one for half off, one for 99 cents this week, and one for 30% off. But I grabbed some earrings that I'm probably going to deconstruct into ornament / suncatcher things because I don't wear earrings, but figured they look cool. Had some pretty beads. Grabbed this guy with his thing still on him, although I'm pretty sure they replaced his ski pole with a just bamboo stick. He was originally priced for $2.50, but everything was half off there, so he was only $1.25. He is old and showing his age. Interestingly, he's like a resin pottery composite. His face is cracking with age, but these skis are actually like a rubberized material, and I'm surprised they have survived at all with the cracking they've experienced. But I can't not get a troll when I spot a troll, especially when it's like an actual like Norwegian troll with like the original company on it. This is from Nyform. I'm pretty sure the last one I sold by this company was a skier, but his skis were wood skis, so interesting. Again, he's not perfect. He's showing his age. He's got cracks, but he's definitely vintage. Then I grabbed one book for 50 cents, I guess. Olive the Other Reindeer, because I found that Olive plush the other week, and I like to sell the plushes that are based off books with a book if I can, so we will do that as a lot. And then I've been looking at this vintage plush dog at Salvation for a month. I feel he's vintage because, one, you can't even read his tag anymore. He's got this actual leather feeling collar, but with like a plastic thing on it, which kind of is weird. But I think he's supposed to be something like Daisy from Blondie. He's got that kind of style to him. I haven't looked him up yet, but he's got the sad puppy dog eyes. And then for $5, because it was half off, I got this Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure. Now he's 90% complete that I can tell because he's got both his heads in the main figure. And I can see extra hands in his chainsaw, which is like the most important feature of accessories. But I can't tell if all the other tools that were supposed to be on this side have fallen to the bottom of the box or not. I haven't opened it, but for $5, I was like, it was worth it for the chainsaw, the figure, and the extra heads. I believe this is the 50th anniversary edition, which by NECA, and NECA is a good company, so got that from Goodwill. And then at Pack Rats, it's the hardest to find anything if there's no toys. So I did pay $2 for this puzzle, which is a Chicago puzzle, and it looks like it's gonna suck, but be interesting at the same time because there'll be all these little things to discover on the buildings in that. Because there's little notes like the well-preserved lakefront offers beauty, peace, and tranquility. And then you've got like the John G. Shado Aquarium, been there. And it'll be fun if I see if they've put the Science of Museum of Industry on here, because that's the place I got left behind in. And they're like, oh, she got lost. I'm like, no, I didn't. You left me on a bench. And then I walked to the bus when it was time to go back on the bus because you never picked me up from my group again. So got that one. And then this one I had to be careful because they didn't seal it shut. The only thing that's wrong with it that I can tell, someone wrote 24 by 18 on it, but I never pass up a New Yorker puzzle that I haven't done before. This one's a skiing theme. Apparently I had a little bit of a ski theme going for the day. But these usually resell really well if they are complete. And then I did pick up 2 shirts. The shirt I picked up at Salvation is a badger playing the bagpipes in a kilt on one side, and then just it's advertising the Wisconsin Highland Games. And they have like the regular badger on the back with it kind of on, but I really like the one on the front because bagpipes, kilt, and a badger, that's at least 3 different holidays to go with. Boy, it needs a wash though, because I don't know what kind of perfume it had. And then my most expensive item of the day marked $4, and I think it was 30% off. I think red was 30% off, which is how I got to $24. This is like the biggest thing I got for me was this cool I hope you have a great day Garfield shirt. It also has Garfield's up the sleeve. And what was happening throughout the whole day was everyone was checking out their carts. And some woman at St. Vinny's, where I got this, said, oh my God, that's awesome. You found Garfield. And then she's like, look. And she lifted up her thing and she showed me her Garfield tattoo. And then similarly at Salvation Army, there was a woman who made her and her best friend shirts just for the day. So she had like a cricket, and they were like thrifting shirts, theme shirts. And then while I was in line there too, because that was the longest line to wait through because there's literally only one checkout now. Some woman had found a grand piano with Snoopy and Woodstock on it. And I said, well, that's a cool find, but it's kind of weird. Schroeder's not there. And we had a whole conversation about piano players in town. So that killed some of the 10 minutes waiting in line there. But that continually happened at every store, that people would be like, oh, cool find. Good job. Like, we were all supporting each other in this crazy thrift hop we were doing. So that's everything I found yesterday during the thrift hop. Again, I'm keeping the shirts. The puzzles I will do and then resell. I'm going to have to break open that figure and see if he actually has all his pieces or not. If not, we'll see if he has any resale value without the other parts. But I would, of course, report if parts were missing if I went to sell. Otherwise, I don't really have a Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre in my own horror collection, so it wouldn't be the worst. I guess he technically was the most expensive item because he's slightly more expensive Garfield, but for something that was 10 at the beginning of the day and went down to 5, it's nice. All right, well, I'll put my Trashkateer Treasure links down below on eBay and Etsy. Thanks for watching.